Johnny Cream here doing a quick review of some drinks that I got tonight from T-Bar. The story behind this is I was craving bubble tea without the bubbles at past 10 p.m. and it was the only place open. So kudos to T-Bar. Thanks for the late night bubble tea fix. So the first one I'm starting with is fresh strawberry milk. And you can kind of see there's like chunks of strawberry up top and sort of floating on the bottom. There's some whipped cream on top. I love strawberry milk, especially fresh strawberry milk. It's very high hopes. Oh yeah, that's delicious. It's pretty sweet. I wish it had a little bit more tang, but it's so good. You can tell there's like a clear, real strawberry flavor to it. I love Nesquik strawberry milk too, but this is kind of that taken to another level. When you get little chunks of strawberry in it. Oh man, I honestly, maybe I should take a sip just from the bottom. I think I'm just trying to find excuses to drink as much as this as possible right now. When you take the sips from along the bottom, you get these perfect little jammy bits and pieces of actual strawberries that give the like tartness kick that pairs so well with the sweetness of the actual milk. That is fantastic. That's so good. Really, really hot start for T-Bar. Now this one, you can see there's a lot going on here. This is the fresh passion fruit tea, and there is like a whole myriad of fruits floating around in there, little chunks of fruit. Then you also have, this one has boba on the bottom. Got a mouthful of boba to start. The tea was really good, but I think I need to pull the straw up more so I can get more of just the drink. However, what I did get that I liked, those fruit chunks are delicious. They're not too big. They provide nice little bursts of tartness. It's almost like bubble tea sangria. It's a lot less sweet than the strawberry milk, but really good passion fruit flavor. Definitely like on the lighter side in terms of it's not like juice. It's not nearly as like sweet and nectary. It's definitely like a tea drink, you can tell. It makes it more drinkable, I would say. Like hard to crush a juice this big, I would say, but this passion fruit tea with these delicious fruit chunks, highly refreshing and crushable. But strawberry milk is another level. Sorry, this is the just milk black tea. Not really much reason for a close-up. It kind of doesn't even look like it's in a clear container. It just looks like the container is the color of the actual milk tea itself. Best taste within 2 hours. Well, here goes nothing. It's pretty solid. It's good. I have extremely high standards for milk tea because of Kung Fu tea, and it's just not as good as Kung Fu tea's milk tea, but it's still very, very good. Yeah, I mean, good tea flavor, not too sweet. I got a regular sweetness level. It's missing a little bit of the richness that Kung Fu tea has. Overall, it's pretty solid. Finally, last off, we have the Thai iced tea. And Thai iced tea is just such a cool color. I love that like burnt orange look. It's kind of like a blended sweet potato or something. Very, very good. That's pretty much on par with the milk tea. I'd say they're about equal. I like milk tea generally a little bit better than I like Thai iced tea. So that's why I would give it the edge. But the Thai iced tea, if that's more your thing, then this is still delicious. Easily my favorite. Oh man, I love tea. And this is a tea restaurant, but damn. Strawberry milk, good strawberry milk with chunks of real strawberry in it. That's a winner. I mean, look at that. This is supposed to just be a tasting, and I've crushed over half of it already. Oh yeah, that's fantastic. T-Bar, solid showing. I'm a fan. Cream here, we got a whole bunch of sweet and salty snacks to test out, some of which I have had before and I'm just recommending strongly, and some of which are brand new to me. We have some lobster chips with black pepper flavor as well, so since we're doing lobster chips, I figured we have to get the Maryland staple, the Utz crab chips, which are some of the greatest chips there are. Doing a little mix of East and West, we have some Latin flair, some snacks from the Colombian market and from the Latin supermarket, and then we also have a whole bunch of Asian snacks as well. Oh, these are also Latin snacks. So excited, we're gonna do all of the salty ones first and then dive into the sweet. First up, we're doing the black pepper lobster chips. These are a bit too dry. They're kind of like a little styrofoamy, and it's not so much crisp as it is like, has almost like a little bit of chew to them. I barely taste any lobster, to be honest. I taste the black pepper for sure, which I like. They're a little bit styrofoamy. Honestly, if these were just like regular chips, I would like the flavor a lot. But one, there's no real lobster. It's just the black pepper. Instead, I'm gonna move on to the delicious Utz crab chips. You might not know if you're not from Maryland area, but they are flavored with fantastic crab seasoning, sort of just like Old Bay. And Utz, just in general, makes fantastic potato chips, so it's a wonderful combo. Very salty, but not too salty. I love the seasoning so much. Way better than the lobster ones. So next up we have some Zambos, and these are some plantain chips. And this one is the chili limon flavor, which is my favorite flavor of plantain chips for sure. And what I really like about these, some plantain chips are just way too thick for me, and I don't really like the super thick and chewy ones, kind of like with the lobster. These are as thin as potato chips, and you still get that plantain flavor, but they're seasoned so well. You have the hit of sour from the lime, and then just a little bit of chili. These are really, really good. They're great with dips and stuff too. The other flavor we've got here is the salsa verde. This is by the same company, so same super thin kind. And these are also delicious. I actually like the salsa verde a little bit more. It just has a little bit more flavor and a little bit more heat than the chili limon ones. Both are very, very good. Probably my second favorite plantain chips after these garlic ones that my friend from Ecuador brought back for me, which are still the greatest that I've ever had. We were able to find more flavors of these almonds. There's still 3 more after these 2 that I haven't found yet, so I'm so happy that there's still more to discover out there. They just have the greatest art on these bags ever. It really adds to the magic of these flavored almonds. So this one is toffee nut latte. I love toffee. Toffee is way better than caramel, way better than any other form of just basically cooked sugar and fat. So I am super excited, also because toffee is crunchy and caramel is chewy. Then latte, I'm not like the biggest coffee guy, but I do love coffee flavor and sweets for sure. All right, you can see those delicious chunks of crunchy toffee, and then like the nice light brown milkiness of the latte part. Oh, that is fantastic. Just a little bit of coffee flavor, not too much. I get more of the toffee, which I love. Oh my god. Might be my new favorite sweet flavor, and maybe my favorite flavor of these almonds overall. This is so freaking good. You get such a nice crunch on the outside from that toffee, and then the smoothness of the chocolate really is just unbelievably delicious. Alright, so next up we have these Jeju matcha almonds. When I tried the the green tea latte almond puffball ones of these, I really liked them, but I didn't love the puffball part. It had some nice crunch to it, but it didn't have, I didn't love the flavor of the like rice cake. Ooh, these are really cool color. So I'm kind of hoping that these are just like them without the rice cake on the outside, because I love the green tea flavor. Oh yeah. These are also stupendous. It's just like a perfect, delicious matcha sweet flavor. And then you have the crunch of the almond. They remind me of when I had like green tea Kit Kats from Japan, which are some of my favorite flavor of Kit Kat. It's just so smooth, you don't have any of the bitterness of the tea. Both of these, highly, highly recommended. All right, now we're moving into some more of the sweets. These are called milk puffs. And they basically look like they'll just be like kind of crunchy cream puffs. Usually when I get cream puffs, they are frozen and not in like a cookie form. We'll see how that turns out. Oh, they're tiny. Much smaller than I expected. I kind of thought that it was going to be like 6 big ones. Ooh, they feel so light. Oh, I actually think these are going to be really good. Wow, these are easily going to be very addictive. It's really like you imagine a cream puff, but the outside is nice and crunchy and a little bit crisp. And they somehow, even though usually a vital part of a cream puff to me is how cold the cream is on the inside, it really gets the flavor across. And then the coating, it's just like a regular cream puff. Wow, those are actually really, really good. They beat my expectations on that one. Now I'm very excited for the lemon ones. Don't really need a close-up because they're gonna look the exact same, I'm realizing, but why not? Okay, it's pretty good. That one was even better. I like the little bit of sourness. It doesn't have I don't know, I really was hoping it would taste like the lemon crisp Kit Kats did, and it has that a little bit, but I definitely prefer the plain milk versions of them, I would say. Excited to try out some of the strawberry and other flavors that they have though, because, I mean, they're still really tasty, but the milk ones were just clearly the best. This one I have had many, many times. They are not just regular Pocky. These are very thin Pocky, and I promise you, they are so much better than your average Pocky. I like regular Pocky, alright, but the chocolate has a little bit of a weird flavor to it. These have a darker chocolate, and the sticks are much thinner, so I think it gets the ratio of chocolate to cracker right. You can see how thin these are. They're so addicting. They're so pleasant to eat with how crunchy but fragile they are. Just the way you just snap them, like they're tiny, tiny bones. It's just so satisfying. And like I said, you get a better chocolate to cracker ratio. It's never like a dry, crackery taste in your mouth. It's just a perfect amount of crunch to go with some dark chocolate. And they're just so easy to eat a million of. Definitely one of my favorite Asian sweets. So moving into some of the Latin sweets. These are brevas rellenas con arequipe, which means they are figs stuffed with arequipe, which is basically dulce de leche. You can see they kind of look like just a load of caramel sandwiched between two pieces of dried fruit, because that's exactly what it is. It feels weird to say, but the arequipe, you're looking at this as like a big ball of sugar, but it's not too sweet. And the figs have some fruitiness and a little bit of bitterness to counter the sweetness. It's very smooth and sticky, but it works well together. I think mainly because you get a little bit of the bitterness, like I said, from the figs. And it's actually a really tasty combo. Pretty much anything with arequipe, I'm going to be sold on. Which brings us to our next event. This is a Chocorama brownie with arequipe. There's like a thin layer of arequipe in the middle, which I'll show you when I do a nice cross section here. These kind of remind me of like a Latin version of like Hostess or Tasty Cake snacks. They're coated in chocolate. You can see that thin layer of the arequipe in the middle there. As soon as you taste it, you'll know what I mean, because it has a kind of like dense, soft chocolate cake. The brownie just reminds me so much of like a Tasty Cake chocolate cake. And then same with the chocolate coating on the outside. It's kind of like the icing on top, or like with a ho-ho. I don't taste a ton of caramel flavor from the arequipe in the middle, to be honest. But overall, I am a big fan of Hostess cakes and Tasty Cakes. So unsurprisingly, I enjoy it. And then this one is another one by the same company. This one is called a ramo. This is basically a piece of yellow cake coated in the same kind of chocolate. You can see it looks just like a slice of pound cake. Some of that nice, slightly dense, but still relatively light chocolate cake on the inside. Has a little bit of like a lemony citrus flavor to the cake. The cake isn't super dry, which is often a complaint that I have when I'm eating cake, especially with no icing, but this keeps it relatively light. I kind of wish it was like more of a vanilla flavor to the cake, but I like the slight citrusiness to it as well. Again, if you like Hostess and Tasty Cakes and stuff like that, you will definitely like these. And that's all I've got for today. Thanks for joining.